Hi, this is Dolph from the King of Uber podcast show. Full-time drivers are getting hit the hardest during this time of crisis, and we as hosts feel for you. So we wanted to share a new way for you to create a second income stream during your downtime. It's a peer-to-peer storage and parking marketplace called Neighbor.com. With Neighbor, you can easily earn thousands of dollars from your home for doing nothing more than letting a neighbor rent your space. Neighbor is like Airbnb, but for parking and storage. So if you have a garage, parking post, driveway, or any other extra space you're not using, then take 5 minutes and list your space on Neighbor. You can learn more by clicking the link in the show notes or visiting host.neighbor.com/King of Uber. Neighbor allows you to set your own price, earn passive income monthly, and make money on your own terms. The great part about renting your space is you don't even have to interact with people. No joke. It's essentially COVID-proof. So go check them out at host.neighbor.com/King of Uber. Again, that's host.neighbor.com/King of Uber. Coming up, we discuss other gigs, Neighbor.com, updates on the IRS website, updates on the federal unemployment benefits, and more. A special thanks to JT Legal Group. They can be reached by phone at 888-542-6351 or click the link at our website at kingofuber.com. From California, you're listening to the King of Uber podcast. This is episode 97. And here he is, the King of Uber, Johnny.
Welcome to another exciting and busy week of the King of Uber.
Busy in what sense?
Yeah, you guys are supposed to laugh
How
at
busy?
that.
How busy is it?
Well, let's see. I've gone out of my house about a total of 2.5 hours this week since the last time we did this podcast. That's how busy it's been.
2.5 hours.
I think so, yeah. Joan and I went shopping, and then that took about an hour and a half, and then going
Shopping
out the mail. We like to go to Aldi's. You guys ever been to Aldi's?
Oh, gosh.
Yep.
Yeah, we really like it there.
I'm more of a Trader Joe's kind of guy, but, you know.
Yeah, but it's so much more expensive at Trader Joe's and Ralph's and Vaughn's. Aldi's is super
I don't think
cheap.
so. I think...
I mean, I like Aldi's. They're cheap, but they're pretty limited on like what they actually sell, though.
Yeah, but I mean, food wise, if you just need your basic stuff like cheese, bread, milk, meat, all the basic stuff to eat.
Okay, so you go there, and the first thing they ask you is, you want a cart? That'll be $1.25. And then then you actually go through the store, and it's like, it's the most depressing store you've ever been to. It's like there's no music playing. It's dark. They don't light up the place. And it's like you're thinking, am I shopping in a third world country?
That's not like the Aldi's I go to. They don't have, if you want a cart, you just go put your quarter in and get it. There's nobody standing there for a quarter.
Yeah. Well,
but you do get your quarter back when you leave. And the lights are on. And my place is really bright. The one in Santa Ana where we go to. And then, you are correct on one thing. There is no music going on. But all these that we go to, what we like is that every time you take your cart back and get your quarter back, they disinfect the whole cart, so that when you pick up your cart, it's a fresh one, clean one. Because there's actually a guy standing out there doing it.
Yeah, well, they are tending to do that at all the groceries anyway. So
not the ones that I've been going to.
Some.
Yeah, some. Yeah, I mean, Joan and I go there, and we spend about $75-$90, and we got well over a week's worth of food, no problem.
By the way, how does
hence I'm gaining the weight.
How does Joan like living in OC?
I don't know, Joan. How do you like living in Orange County? She doesn't like it. She says these last few days it's been so hot.
Yeah, that and as it turns out, at a time when you just don't want to be around people, she is.
Yeah, but where we live, it's great because in our apartment complex, there's only 6 units, and it's pretty big, and there's not a lot of people around, so it's it's pretty quiet. Yeah, I think we live in a nice area, so it's nice. It's nice. So yesterday, you guys know how hot it was the last couple of days. I went through a drastic change, and I had Joan shave off all my hair.
No way.
Yep, no
Nice.
joke. It's about a centimeter long.
Will you be
Post it.
posting this on Facebook?
If you want to scare somebody for a Halloween prank, no. So no, I won't be posting on Facebook. I will be wearing a hat if I go outside, though.
Sunny.
You know who else was bald? You know the guy from King and I?
Oh yeah.
So that would be the king of Uber and I.
but I'm not totally bald though. I do have a centimeter. I've got a little thing. It's all uneven. I have super thick hair, so it wasn't easy using the clippers to do it. But we got it done. Joan did cut off a little too much in the very front where my bangs are supposed to be. So it's very thin there. So I have to wear a hat for at least a couple weeks. No, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but it's all right. So that's my exciting news for the King of Uber.
Interesting.
I know we want to talk about other ways to make money while we're going through this. I know a lot of drivers aren't driving. So hopefully today, the tips that we can give you, we can throw some extra bucks into your pocket. I know the first thing that we want to talk about is neighbors.com.
Neighbors.com.
Yeah. So where I live, John and I have this... we have a garage. It's probably like 18 by 10. So it's pretty big, and we have shelves and everything. Mm-hmm. And Joan wanted to bring all the stuff in the garage into our spare room so that we could rent that out. So we actually went on neighbors.com and posted it, our garage. Mm-hmm. And we listed it for $175, and we already got a couple phone calls. A guy actually came by to see if he could stick his little boat in my car or in our garage, but it wouldn't fit. So that didn't work. Another guy called and asked if he could do it for cheaper, but he seemed, what do you call it? Like he wanted I don't know. He just wanted to stick a lot of stuff, and I just didn't have a good vibe from the guy. So we decided not to do it. And he wanted a really big price drop, but we didn't do it. But it was interesting that we got these, calls and messages, about people wanting to rent our space. So that was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I guess a lot of people have a lot of things that they can't store anywhere, so.
Right. And some people don't like going to the storage places.
Oh, no.
Because they're more expensive and it's not, it's not accessible, or it's too, it's not big enough or too small, or, you could also, I was looking over the app, and you could also rent out spaces for 5x5 if you have a place in your house. If somebody wants to stick a bookcase that they don't want to get rid of, or a coffee table that their grandfather left to them, or something like that. So I thought that was really interesting.
But how does that work though? If let's say someone did put their stuff in your garage, so do they get access to it anytime they want, or how does that work? Is there
so we have an extra garage door opener, so I would have no problems giving it to them. Okay. And then everything's insured by neighbors.com anyway, so there's not really nothing to worry about. But even if you have space in your house, maybe a half a room that you're not using and you want to store, somebody's boxes or something, that's also a possibility. I wouldn't say it's a great deal of money, but I mean, if you're not using that space in your house or your garage or wherever, it's a great opportunity just to make a few extra bucks every month.
And the most important thing is, you don't even have to do anything. It's passive income.
Yeah, right. So, you get to set your own prices. Basically, you get to do whatever you want. And, if you find someone that wants to do it, you just go through the app, neighbor.com takes a percentage, and, you get your money. You don't do anything.
Yeah, we'll put the link on the show notes for this episode. Just click there. And,
So, what are good opportunities out there for drivers to make extra income during this time?
Well, if you look at the Uber app, believe it or not, Uber is actually helping you find work at the moment.
Uber does not help us.
No,
come on.
Well, they're claiming they are. So this is what they have said. They have listed opportunities outside of Uber. That's exactly what it says on the app.
Oh, you know why? You know why they did that, Dolph? is because they're partnering up with all their Uber Eats delivery partners like McDonald's and 7-Eleven and all the restaurants and stuff.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know this for sure. Don't quote me on this, but they could be making some side money themselves by helping them find prospective employees. So employees, keep that in mind. But okay. So this I quote: "Companies we know are looking to hire." So 7-Eleven. Johnny, would you work for 7-Eleven?
Would I? No, I would not.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like something we would do. We're gig people.
I don't even want to do deliveries, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
but that's just me, though.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't like the idea of me handling other people's food. That's just about it. It's nothing personal or something that I don't. I don't know. I just don't like doing them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my nightmare would be going into a big apartment complex and trying to look for the guy, or the person doesn't come out.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna follow the Uber's rules. If I get stuck with food, I get stuck with food. It's just, I mean, I've done Uber Eats deliveries a few times, and only because Uber Eats was giving me like $10 bonuses for one delivery. I remember my best Uber Eats delivery was from McDonald's from Harbor and Wilson. There's a McDonald's right there on the corner, and I had to go to Harbor and Wilson right across the street to deliver the food. I got paid $20 for it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they left me a bad comment because I waited outside. They didn't come. And there was a note on the bottom that says, "Can you please drop it off in front of their door?" So I threw it at the door.
Wow. Why did you do that?
Because I was pissed because after waiting like 7 minutes, they sent me that message.
Okay.
So then I walked in. It was like on the third floor. Went up there. I saw them through the window, and I saw two women just like hysterically crying. I think that like they were like on drugs or something, and they're just freaking out. And I like threw it on the ground and I left. I can't believe I didn't get a thumbs up on that one. They gave me a thumbs down.
Wow.
Now remember the old days when. A lot of drivers were pro curbside only.
I'm still curbside only.
Yeah, that's you. But that's LA, that's Orange County. That's supposed to be curbside. But, now.
But it was still curbside when I did this delivery.
Yeah. But, the thing is that now they suggest no contact delivery. So,
which makes sense.
Yeah, you just leave the food on the doorknob and you don't have to meet them. The only sucky thing about it is that chances are they're probably not going to tip on the app.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I heard the people are tipping more on the deliveries these days.
Hope so.
But I feel sorry for Paul Gifford because now he can't use his accent to go up to a door, knock on it, and have the the MILF waiting at the door in her lingerie. So yeah.
When you order from Paul Gifford, you're not ordering food. You're not ordering your dinner, you're ordering your dessert.
I know Amazon's hiring more, Instacart's still hiring, DoorDash, Grubhub, they're all hiring. Even if you're not a driver and, you want to make an extra few dollars here and there, it could be a good thing. I was watching the news on Friday. I don't know if you guys heard about Governor Newsom's new plan to help out the senior citizens. So what they're doing now, which I think it's a brilliant idea, is California is going to be helping out senior citizens that are in need for food and stuff. So he came out with the stats, but there's 1.2 million senior citizens living by themselves, 5.6 million senior citizens in California. So the people that are on low income had the coronavirus or is more highly likely to catch it. And if you're a senior citizen, what they're going to do is they're going to do like another extension of Meals on Wheels. And what California is going to do is they're going to partner up with local restaurants in the area, and they're going to deliver food to all the senior citizens, 3 meals a day. The website has not been set up yet, but I know if you go and do like COVID19.ca.gov, You can go in there and get all the information and sign up for it. And what they're planning to do is give the restaurants $66 a day to make 3 meals a day for each person. So they're going to allocate something like $16 or $17 for breakfast, $17 or $18 for lunch, and up to $28 for dinner. And they're going to buy all the produce and everything from California businesses. So what the plan is to help out the farmers, the people that do the meats, help out the local restaurants so that they could hire back some employees, and at the same time feed the senior citizens that are having a hard time getting food, or just maybe even being lonely. They have something to look forward to. So I think he's coming up with a plan so that he could knock out like four different problems that we're going through right now, all in one deal. So if you guys know any senior citizens that are in dire need, or you have a aunt or uncle or grandfather or grandmother stuff, you should probably look into them and get them signed up for it. They're going to do healthy meals with like low sodium. People with the, diabetes or heart conditions or whatever, they're going to get you the foods that you need to eat, so that you can stay healthy and strong. So I thought, when I was watching that, I was, really proud, that I've, been living in California all my life. They also talked about on social media how all the other states should be following this. They're wondering why is California doing this first? Why isn't the federal government stepping in and doing something like this? Even though we have a lot of cases in California, because of the amount of people that we have, our death rate is very low. I don't know if you guys know that. The hardest hits, counties like LA and San Francisco, they've been having it really hard, but all the other counties in California, like San Diego, Orange County, even Riverside, San Bernardino, our rates are really, really low. And I think it's, in my opinion, is that we're listening to all the doctors and scientists and doing what they're telling us to do. I want to go back out and go back to work and do all those, have fun and try to get back to normal. But I look at this and I don't think we're ever going to get back to normal.
At least not for a little while.
No, we're not.
I don't know. But what I do believe is that, then this is from my father-in-law. He's saying that, every time something like tragic happens in America, something like this, like the AIDS pandemic or something like that, we always rear back to science, right? And medicine's going to come back and they're going to find a vaccine for us. And what's going to do is it's going to make us stronger. It's going to make the economy better. It's going to make people's lives better. I think technology is going to be better because of all this. It's because now they're working hard to, find things for us to do to become better and not go through this problem again. And to me, that was really, it gives me hope. What do you guys think?
Well, it's a tricky thing because they don't know this for sure, but they have found that chances are if you do catch it, there is a possibility that you can catch it again, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it's not like, it's not like the flu. Yeah. It's like, or a certain strain of the flu, where if you catch it, you're never going to get that flu again because your body will build an immunity to it and yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada. That reminds me of that old Steinfeld episode.
Of course. But, the thing is now it's like there's still much more research that needs to be done about this thing.
Right. And I think that research is going to bring on new technology. It's going to create more jobs. I think overall it's going to be maybe not in the immediate future, but 2 or 3 years down the line, I think it's going to bring on something wonderful for us. And at least that's what I'm hoping.
Well, I have to also wonder about, I've not taken a flight since, and I'm wondering how.
I have.
Yeah, how is that going right now?
How that's going to work?
Well, I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't know.
No, I mean, seriously, are they gapping the people, or are they having people sit right next to each other?
Didn't you see that? Didn't you see that one article on the internet where people from Florida were flying back to New York and the plane was packed? Yeah, and a lot of the people didn't have masks on.
So that's just like pretty much death trap if you think about it. If someone has it,
right? Yeah, because then every single person could get contaminated, and then if one of the flight attendants gets contaminated, and then she works another flight, and another 100 people come on the plane, yeah, it could just start this thing all over again.
Did you see that new Planet of the Apes movie? That's actually the premise of how the human civilization actually ends. Is the guy's like a pilot? He's the one spreading it throughout the world.
Mark Wahlberg?
No,
Oh
no, not that version of Planet. You obviously have not seen the more recent Planet of the Apes movies.
I don't remember. Also, for you people that aren't driving and listening to this podcast and that use, gas like Circle K, 7-Eleven, or Arco or something, if your car's just sitting there and you're not using that gas, I want to give you a little fair warning that those gas stations use 10% ethanol, which is technically just water. Your car could start rusting up when you do drive. So if I were you, since gas is really cheap, use up all your gas and go stick some Chevron gas in your car. No, it was, Jonah and I were talking about that because I just filled up my car like a week ago, because I was so bored the other day and I was driving. I did that little road trip. I took the 55 to the 405 all the way down to the 5, down to the 74. I cut across all the way to Lake Elsinore to the 15, up to the 91, back to the 55, and I came back home and I needed to get gas. But I always use Chevron gas anyway, but my mechanic always tells me how much better that gas is than everybody else. But yeah, you don't want to have water going through your engine and, getting all rusty, and then you turn on you drive away and the gasoline goes through your engine and all of a sudden, you got rust in there. So you want to be careful about that.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
You ever watch Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
You sounded like a Californian, when you were talking about the 95, the 91 to the 405 to the 5 to the 10.
You mean the 55 to the 405 to down to the 5, cross to 74 to the 15, back to the 91, back to the 55, and back home?
Oh, yeah.
That sound like a Californian?
Yeah, a Californian or an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm both. It's funny. I was playing with my phone the other day, and I actually pressed my Uber driver app. And
Did you?
guess what? And I know you're gonna know the answer, but guess what it told me to do?
Take a picture.
Take a photo.
What? Wow.
I took it just in case I want to go out there. So yeah. So that's how life has been these days. I truly think by the end of May, there's going to be, or maybe even middle of May, there's going to be less restrictions. I think we're going to slowly get back into normal life, but or at least try to get there. But if you guys can afford it and you're still living off, whatever your savings, and then I think everybody knows on 28th the Uber drivers could start filing for unemployment. The EDD is supposed to open up,
so that's this Tuesday. Tuesday.
And then Dolph, you had something with the IRS. If you haven't got your stimulus check yet,
yeah. So a lot of people have not been able to get on to the Get My Payment website, by the IRS. And so what's happened is that you haven't been able to put in your bank account and routing number in order to receive the stimulus money. So they just recently fixed it for a lot of people this last Friday. So, go ahead and check it. Go to irs.com. I'm sorry, irs.gov.com.
Did you, were you able to fill out the information?
I did, yeah. Because I wasn't able to get in there for like 2 weeks. So,
wow.
Yeah, get your stimulus check, Also, get that unemployment too on Tuesday. Or because
starting on Tuesday,
a lot of drivers actually applied. Like a couple weeks ago or so. Johnny, you probably applied 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah,
it came out 0.
Yeah, everyone got 0. I actually wound up getting. As it turns out, I was actually technically employed this last September or October, so I'm getting paid unemployment as an actor, but
so did you get your debit card?
No,
oh, really?
No. I don't know how to do that. So I'm just thinking they're probably going to send me a check, I guess.
No. So the unemployment comes in the form of a debit card. So you get a debit card with that amount on it. Whatever the amount that when you put up there, some people have like $150, $170. Some people have like $250, whatever their amount is, and they're getting the $600 on top of that, and they send it to you in form of a debit card. So you could take that debit card to the bank and then run it through the bank, and then they could deposit that money into your bank account, or you could use it for whatever you want. So if you ever wonder the reason why they're giving out debit cards is because every time you do a transaction, the state of California gets a few pennies back. So they want to try to do as many transactions as possible. So they're using the debit card program.
All right, so I got to go apply for a debit card from the state of California then.
Yeah, so you need to get that, and then plus, if you were unemployed at the time, everything's going to be retroactive. So I think your first one's going to be a big one. Big amount.
No, I don't think so. Not huge.
No, that's how it works. So they're holding that money for you. So I had a friend that applied for a couple weeks late. His first check was huge. It was almost $2,000 because he had a regular job and also driving for Uber. So that that's going to be the case. So yeah, you need to hurry up and get on that. And then they usually send. I think it takes about a week, 10 days for that debit card to show up.
It's not going to be anything big because I was an employee for like 4 days. So
I know, but that's what I'm trying to tell you, Dolph, is that whatever your employment is, they're going to add that $600 with it for the few weeks that you haven't been getting it, because other people are already getting it for 2-3 weeks now. So that's what I'm trying to say. Well, if you guys are ordering food or doing whatever, always remember to tip your driver. Lonnie's gone, so you need to say something.
Oh, and don't be creepy. And oh, she's gonna love hearing that. And just leave it at the door.
So Lonnie just got disconnected from our podcast right now, so we get to make fun of her. Hi, my name is Lonnie.
Oh yeah,
Lonnie Cage. All right, now we sound creepy. All right, till next time.
Vagina. For more information about driving for Uber and Lyft, reach out to us on Facebook or visit our website at kingofuber.com.